All right, so two main categories I'm going to break this down into is when the saber is on and when the saber is off. So a few functions that you're going to have when the saber is off. Well, first I need to wake it up.
What fun! What fun!
All right, now that it's woken up, there's a few features that you can do while it's off. First off, you can obviously change your sound fonts. Just hold it.
Sound menu.
Then you're in the sound menu, which is your different sound fonts. If you twist the saber,
I claim this sword, and my rightful place as leader of Deathwatch.
then you switch through your sound fonts. You can actually just skip through them.
Hello, Master.
Ahsoka Tano!
If you pass one and you don't want to go back, you can put this down and then continue to twist, and it goes back.
Ahsoka Tano!
Hello, Master. It's been a while.
Ahsoka Tano!
Let's say you
Bo-Katan sent me.
have a lot of fonts. You can actually skip. I think the default's 10, but I changed it to 8 because I don't have that many. But you just tap. It skips 8. If you tap it again, it'll skip 8 again. So that just skips stuff. So if you have a lot of fonts to go through, you can skip it.
Traitor! Are you a Jedi? Master Wind. What fun!
Once you like what you want, you just tap it and you're good to go. Other features while this is off, if you have it facing down and you hold,
Volume control activated.
it gives you a volume control, which is pretty awesome. So you can turn your saber, you can turn it completely off and then you tap it. You could have it barely on, or you can turn it up to full.
Volume adjusted.
Tap it when you set it to what you want, and then it stays there, which is pretty nice. Right now it's on full. The other thing you can do is check your battery level. So you're gonna hold and then thrust.
Checking power level. 70% left.
So not only does it tell you what the percent is, it kind of shows you on the blade itself how far you can go. So those are the main things. And then this new cool feature with the update is the Saber Editor. So this is where you can do a whole bunch of stuff on the fly. So what you're gonna do is you have your saber facing down, you're gonna hold it and then twist.
Saber Editor. Select mode.
So there's different modes in the Saber Editor. The nice thing about this is you can actually change your presets and then it saves it. It will override your config file and leave it on here. So different menus.
Color profile.
The color profile here, you can actually change the color. This is actually going to be a lot more detailed than the color change menu I'll show you later, but that's going to actually be pretty nice.
Pixel number.
Pixel number is helpful. If you change out your blade constantly, you can actually go to your pixel number and adjust to where the tip is if you're using a short blade or if you're using a full-length blade.
Ignition speed.
Ignition speed, that's something fun that I like to play with. You can kind of decide how fast it's going to come out, how fast the blade will light up.
Retraction speed.
Then you have the opposite, the retraction speed. You can control that again on the fly.
Gesture controls.
Gesture controls are really nice. You can actually turn on and off your gesture controls from here. So if you know that you're going to just be swinging around and you don't like the twist off function or whatnot, you can actually turn it off here and it'll save it.
Save and leave Saber Editor.
And those are your menus, and then you just tap it and you can leave that menu. But those are your features while the saber is off, kind of before you actually turn on your saber. So the next category is going to be stuff that you can do when the saber is on. So I have gesture controls on this, so I have swing on. I also have twist off. I also have twist on. So those are the gesture controls I have. There's also stab on, but I didn't use that one. All right, so in your normal features, I guess, you have blasters. So if you just tap, you'll have blasters. A new feature on this is actually blaster mode. So it's kind of cool, but if you tap it and immediately start swinging, it'll automatically do the blaster defect. So tap it, and if I keep swinging it, you'll have blaster defects. If you wait a little bit longer, it turns off. So that's a parameter that you can set on your config file, so that's kind of nice. For lockup, you're going to hold the button and twist. So you have a localized lockup, it does move. And how you're going to get out of it is just tap. And then it stops the lockup. For a drag feature, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to face the saber down. You can see it's down. There's the drag. Again, tap to let go. And then the last one is going to be a melt feature. You're going to have to hold, let go, and stab. And you can see it's right there. Again, you're going to tap to stop it. You have your normal stab feature. And the last one is force push, and I actually put all my quotes for the force push, so when you do the force push, for me, you're going to hear quotes. Force push, you're going to hold the button and swing.
Such weak flesh. Melody, is that any way to treat your rifle? Melody, is that any way to treat your rifle? Every choice you have made has led you to this.
So those are your basic features that you're going to use while the saber is on. The other features that you're going to use would be changing your blade profile, changing your blade effects, and stuff like that. So when it's on, you're going to hold, and then you're going to hold again.
Choose blade effects.
So here's your blade effects. If you turn the hilt,
Classic 2.
it goes through the different types of blade profiles, blade effects.
Classic 3. Classic 4. Classic 5. Classic 6. Frozen 1. Frozen 2.
There's a lot to go
Frozen
through.
3. Frozen 4. Frozen, wave.
But you can go through them a lot
wave,
quicker
wave,
just by
4.
keep spinning. Right here we got some wave effects.
Wave 5. Wave 6. Wave 7.
Some new ones that they added.
Wave 8. Wave 9. Flow 1. Flow 1. Flame 1.
They have some better flame ones and more options.
Flame 2. Flame 3. Flame 4. Flame 5. Sauron 1.
They also added the Eye of Sauron, and they actually did a couple of them. So here's 2.
Radiant 1. Radiant 2. Dark Saber.
They also added a Dark Saber profile.
Classic 1.
So we're back to Classic 1, which is the one I have on here. The other thing you can do is the effects over the blade. So you just tap, and now you see there's a kind of like a scrolling, this thing bouncing back and forth. You can tap it. There's now 2 of them. There's lots of things that you can do. Again, I'll just go through a bunch of them. I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up or not. And the other thing is, let's say you go too fast and you passed what you wanted. So like for instance, now I'm back to this one and I want to go back. Just have your saber facing down and it went back to the previous one. I just hold and I'll save. So those are your blade effects. Holding it and tapping it will turn the color changing. So hold and then let go and tap.
Choose color profile.
So the color profiles, these are more the preset ones. You twist it and it'll go through them. You don't get the full spectrum because these again are just the preset ones. And then you tap to select the one you want. So the last feature is your accent. And so I only have my illuminated AV switch, but if you wire up more, you can actually adjust those from the Saber instead of just your config file. Again, you're gonna have your Saber on. You're gonna have the Saber facing down. You're gonna hold and hold.
Choose ignited accents.
So you have your ignited accents, standby, and also off. Well, that's the off part. But if you tap through here, you have different accent things. So this looks like it's on like a heartbeat. So I can hold it for a little bit longer.
Choose standby accents.
Now standby accent is when it's off. Again, you can tap through and get what you want. It looks like I ended up on a slow pulse. You hold it down and that's it. So you're back to normal. There's my accent while it's on. There's the accent while it's off. And those are on the new on-the-fly features. Another feature I didn't mention was the soundtracks. So if your fonts have soundtracks on them, your Saber needs to be off. And then when you're on that sound font, you hold and twist. And then it'll play and you can turn on your Saber. And you'll turn it off the same way, hold and twist. So this is my single maul. I have a staff version. If you want to see the video, check out my other videos, and I have that. I went through some different fonts on that one. But again, here's the single. So here's my staff. I do have a video if you want to check it out, but figured I'd show you. Same thing, it's all wired up the same way. Add a swing on for just that. And also I have twist off as well as twist on. kind of a must for a staff so that they ignite at the same time. But again, here's my double, my staff, and then I have the single version. Thanks for watching.